Hello everyone, in this video I'll try to give very clear idea about Roman numbers and how do you represent normal numbers in Roman numbers. I'm sure it'll be very clear after this video. And before we start, if you're not subscribed to my channel, I would request you to subscribe for it. With that, let's get started. Now, before we start with Roman numbers, you need to understand how do you represent some common basic numbers in Roman letters. Let's try to understand that. So number one, in Norman letters, Norman numbers, you write like this. Number 5, in Roman letters, you write like this. Number 10 in normal numbers, you write like this in Roman numbers. And number 50, you write like, I don't know how many of you know it, but I'll write some numbers here. Number 50, number 100, number 500, and number 1000. So all of you should know how to represent these numbers. 100, you represent C. You can blindly remember like 100 like century, it's like C, and 1000 you represent like M, and 500 you represent with the D letter, and 50 you represent with L. So this is how you represent these numbers. If you are very clear with these numbers, you will be able to understand easily how to represent other numbers. So keeping this in mind, we'll try to write numbers from 1 to 10. Let's see if you understand or not. Now what I'm going to do is I'll keep that as reference and I'll try to write and explain for you how to write numbers 1 to 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 I write a little differently, 9 and 10. So let's try to write like this. Number 1 as it is, you write like this 1 in Roman letters. 2, you write like 2 letters. And 3 is also same, 3 letters, 3, like this. But 4 is where you need to be careful because 4 is 1 before 5, which has got this 5. And similarly, 10 also, we have it here as 10. So let me box those which you have. Now, when you're writing 4, you should not write 4 once. That's wrong. So you have 4 is 1 before 5. You have to write like this. So this is how you represent 4. And 6, after 5, 5 plus 1, 6, and 5 plus 2, 7, and 8 also you write 5 plus 3, 8. But now again 9 is 1 before 10, so you have to write 9 as 1 before 10, so you have to write like this. So keep in mind, whenever you see 5, so before 5, 4, 1V, and before 10, which is 1x, so you have to write like this. Now keeping this in mind, let's try to write 10, 20, 30, 40, up to 100. Let's try to understand that. Now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to explain you how do we represent numbers from, let's see this. I'm going to write now for 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Now if you can understand this, if you can understand that, this and this, you can write it for any number. So now I'm writing here for these numbers. Let's see if you really understand this or not. And again, I'm telling you, so you need to box this one for 50 and you need to box this for 100. So all of you know it already. For 50, which is L, and for 100, you can see there, which is C. So we already wrote like this. Keeping this in mind, you have to write all this. Now let's say this. So for 10, all of you know it, which is X. So this is for 10. And for 20, you write like this. And for 30, you write like this. And for 40, you should not write 4x. That's wrong. So 40 is 10 before 50. So you have to write 10 before L. So this 40 should be written as XL. Now 60 is 10 after L. So L into X. 60, L into 70. Sorry, L is 50 and this. And L, and here you write like this, 50 plus 30, which is 80. And 90, you should not write L plus 4x. Instead, you have to write 10 before 100. So 100 is X, so you have to write like XC. So this is 90. So if you are clear with this, you can write any numbers in Roman numbers. So let's try to see some 4 or 5 numbers. I'll make sure you understand this clearly. Let's see now. So keep this in mind, and we're going to use this. Now I'll just make it a little bit small. And I'll just move this a little bit so that we'll take it as a reference. Now I'll keep it there. We'll have that as a reference now. So we'll see for numbers. Now I want to find for 95. So if you want to write for 95, So don't, normally people think, okay, 9 we write like this, we write like 1x is 9 and 5 is like this. So this is 95, wrong. So you should not write 95 like this. So this is not straight away 9 and 5. No, this is wrong. So 90 plus 5. So 95, you have to think like 90 plus 5. So you have to decide like this. For 90, what is the representation here? XC. So XC is the representation for 90. So XC is for 90 and 5 is this. So this is how you have to write 95 in Roman numbers. So just keep in mind how to write it. I'm trying to make things very clear for you. Let's try to take one more example and let's say this. So now I've just explained about this. So let's try to explain another example now. Okay, let's try to understand how do you write maybe 85 one time. So 85, let's say this. So 85, you have to write 80 plus 5. So you know that how to represent 80, L triple X. So you have to write L 1, 2, 3. That's how you write 80. And for 5, you know that this is how you write 5. So this is how you represent 85 in Roman numbers. Now let's try to understand how do you represent 99. So I'm going to write 99 in Roman numbers. Let's see how to do it. So 90 is XC and all of you know it. And for 9, you know that it is 1x. So this is how you have to write 99 in Roman letters. And let's try to find how you write it 49. So we're going to learn how to write 49 now. Let's say this. So I'm going to write 49. So again, 40 plus 9. So 40 is 10 before 50. So 10 before 50. 50 you can see there, L. So this is how you write 40. And for 9, you know that 9 is 1 before 10. So 1x. So this is how you have to write 49. So like this, you can understand how to write Roman letters, how to write Roman letter for a normal number. So I hope this explanation is very clear. Do like it and do share with your friends. I started this channel keeping in mind to share mathematics for the whole world. I hope I need your support. Thank you. See you in the next module.